Ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am. Ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am.
Sorry. Are you able to listen to me now?
Yes, ma'am.
1 second. I had switched off the. Actually, I didn't look into it actually. 1 second. Huh? Yeah. Can you hear me now properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Now, labor is one of the important component of your prime cost. First component is material, which we have already looked into. Now, the labor is the second component. Labor cost, general terminology, ಏನಪ್ಪ labor cost ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ anything what you are paying towards the labor bill is nothing but your labor cost. This cost which is paid to your employees is called your labor cost. So I'll write down a small part of the labor cost. That is, first is benefit paid or payable to the employees. What is labor cost? It is benefit paid or payable to the employees is called your labor cost. It can be, they can be permanent or they can be temporary under the services. So they can be, one is they can be permanent or they can be temporary for their services. For the services you are paying it in cash or in kind. Both are treated as labor cost. So look at it. What is labor cost? So ನೀವು answer ಬರೆಯುವಾಗಲೂ you should make sure that it is benefit paid or payable to the employees, permanent or temporary for the services. It can be in cash or it can be in kind. What all it is covered, quickly I will write down. It is wage and salary. It includes wage and salary. It also includes allowances and incentives. Allowances and incentives. Next is what you have payment for the overtimes. Payment for overtime. Any overtime the employee is working, you cover that as well in your labor cost. Then it is employer's contribution. Employer's contribution to your provident fund is also a salary or a labor cost, or it can be for any other welfare fund. That is also included in the labor cost. Any other benefit which you are giving it to the employee, it can be leave with pay. It can be leave with pay. It can be any other benefit which is given in the form of subsidized food, leave travel concession, subsidized food, or any other benefit which is subsidized. All this can be extra can be taken into the labor cost. So all these are labor cost. Now labor cost, similarly how you have material, direct material, indirect material, hage labor allu direct indirect irutte. So that which is direct, so labor cost can be of two types. One is of direct labor cost. So direct labor cost is what you are paying to the people who are working in your factory. You can attribute to the product. The cost can be attributed to the object or product. This is called direct cost. That which cannot be attributed is called indirect cost, which cannot be attributable, which is not attributed. So indirect labor cost. which is cannot be attributed. Cannot be attributed to the product is called indirect labor cost. So indirect labor cost obviously will go under the overheads, like driver of the director, driver salary of the production manager salary also, in fact. Only the wages what you're paying to the laborers is taken into the labor cost. So that is your labor cost with respect to direct labor cost and the indirect labor cost. Next is why it is important that you have to keep your employee expenses. You should keep a check on the employee expenses, and you should make sure that you don't actually shoot up with the expenses. So what do you do? How do you go about controlling your labor cost? So just a minute, I will find an ink for it. So since employee cost is related with people, and human behavior is very, very fragile, you don't know how the human being will actually how he will behave. And if you pay little less, he may not work properly. And if you pay him more also, there is a possibility he may start actually, anyway I'm getting the money, why should I work more? That also he may get into the pattern of behavior. So you should be very, very careful how a human being is reacting to the salary you are paying, and you should be very careful, control the labor cost properly, and make sure that employees are happy all the time and they are actually giving you the proper output with respect to production. Basically, controlling labor cost is very important. You should always control the labor cost. You should always control the labor cost. Control the labor cost and takshana you can't reduce the labor bill. ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡೋಣಪ್ಪ, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ 10 ಜನದಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಜನನಷ್ಟು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಇನ್ನಿಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡೋಣ, ಲೇಬರ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. that will not help. Then how do you go about actually getting the good output and also pay the labors? So employee cost control or labor cost control, how it should work out is, it should work out as per wage per unit or wage per output should be as low as possible. So it is called as wage per unit or output should be kept as low as possible. This is what is called controlling the labor cost. How do you, that means 100 rupees, if he is manufacturing 10 units, and if for the same amount, if he manufactures 11 units, so this, if you will be dividing 100 rupees divided by 10 mado badlu 11 madira, automatically the wage bill for 1 unit comes reduces. So this is what you should attain. ಅವರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Keeping them happy, you have to get more work done so that your 1 unit wage bill, when you divide it, you should get as low as possible. How do you achieve it? Achieve it by giving appropriate compensation. ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಿಂದನೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸುಳ್ಳದು. You have to pay a person as per the market and as per the requirement, as per the standard, and also keep him happy. So how you achieve it? How do you achieve this particular as low as possible? How do you keep it? By giving by giving appropriate compensation. Appropriate compensation. And that will give you the, by giving appropriate compensation, what all you will get? First is you will encourage people. You will encourage people to work, encourage people to work efficiently. Efficiently. So people will work efficiently and they will give optimum output to attain optimum output. So they will work efficiently and they will give you the optimum output. Second is you need to motivate by giving appropriate compensation. You have to motivate the team also. Motivate team of employees. What helps? What happens when you motivate the team of employees? You get a specific terminology. It is called synergy. When people are working in team, you get more output. How synergy works? You have heard this word energy, right? Energy andre ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆಯೋ ತಾಕತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ. You might have seen in the construction, if the house is being built, ಈಗ especially when ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ machines ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, or they have a what you call puller, or what you call elevator type, wherein you elevate the concrete which is mixed in the floor on the ground floor. ಮೊದಲೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಂದ್ರೆ, when the roof is actually concrete is put on the roof, people used to stand in the ego ashte. If you have seen it, when they are transferring the bricks to the first floor or the second floor, what do? Or concrete to the first or the second floor, and they don't have any other. It's a small building or something, house which is built. People ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ತನಕ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಇಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. People stand at different levels and they move the bricks. They exchange the bricks from one hand to another. Why? If one person is able to work, let's say if he is able to shift 50 bricks in 1 hour, that means if there are 10 people, there will be 10 into 50 in 1 hour, right? So 10 into 50 will be 500 bricks. Hagagodilla. If they're standing at different levels, they will be actually 1 hour alli, they will be able to shift 1000 bricks. ಹೇಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬನಿಗೆ ಬರೀ 50 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 10 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 500 ಆಗಬೇಕು. 500ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ದೇ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿನರ್ಜಿ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಓವರ್ ದೇರ್. This is called synergy. The extra energy which is created due to the teamwork is called synergy. That is, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರದು ಕೆಪಬಿಲಿಟಿನ ಸೇರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಅದು ಆಡ್ ಆದಾಗ synergy will be much bigger than the energy of all the people. So this works with respect to when you motivate the people and make them work. So this is when about the employee cost. Let's move to what are the different departments which are there with respect to labor. Ille bardbidtini. Concerned departments with labor. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಓದ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಎಲಾಬರೇಟ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಟಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ hiring people, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋದು. HR basically personnel is nothing but HR department. Second is engineering and work study. Engineering and work study. ಇವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? What work has to be done, how it has to be carried out is engineered and it is given the standard operating procedure is given by the engineering department. Next is timekeeping department. Fourth one, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ you have to pay them ಅಲ್ಲ, payroll department. Next is we have a cost accounting department which will take care of the labor cost. So these are the various departments which will take care of the labor cost with respect to any organization. Now I will quickly move to one small topic which we normally cover it at the end of the labor, but I will cover it much before, which is called labor or employee turnover. Employee turnover or labor turnover topic with respect to labor chapter. What do you mean by labor turnover or employee turnover? Turnover ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸುಮಾರಾಗಿ. So employee turnover ಅಂದ್ರೆ sales achieved by the employee ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. It is not that. Whatever whatever manufacturing is done by the employee, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ turnover ಅಂತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲ. What is labor turnover then? Labor turnover means iteration of the labor in an organization. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜನರು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಜನರು ಆ ಕಂಪನಿನ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ ಟರ್ನ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೇಬರ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೇಬರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೋತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಜನರ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಲೇಬರ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಓವರ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೇಬರ್ or employee turnover? I will write down. It is the rate of change. It is the rate of change in the composition of employee force. Employee force during a specified period of time. During a specified period measured against a suitable index. So this is called employee turnover. That is rate of change in the composition of employee force during a specific period of time wherein you are measuring it against a suitable index. This is called employee labor turnover. There are various methods how you calculate the employee turnover. First method is, you have to note down all the formulas here. First method, replacement method. Write down replacement method. So write down the formula for replacement method. Number of employees replaced during the period, this is equal to number of employees replaced during the period divided by, this is divided by average number of employees during the period. Average number of employees during the period. These are on roll basically. This is number roll ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, average number of employee during the period of the roll, which is on the denominator. This is how we find the replacement method ali. We find out the labor turnover with respect to replacement method. Write down the second one, separation method. This is second method wherein how do you measure the labor turnover. So number of employees separated during the period. So write down number of employees separated during the period. Separated during the period. Separated during the period divided by average number of employees during the period on roll. So in this case, what I have written is replaced. Illi separated. So there are two different words and two different numbers actually. Replacement method uses the replaced, the people who have left and who have been replaced. In this case, people who have been separated. So whoever have been separated are taken care in the separation method. Write down the next method, which is called flux method. So write down the next method, flux method. Third method, flux method. Is equal to number of employees in bracket. Can you see? Yes. Separated and replaced. Separated plus replaced. Separated and replaced during the period. During the period. Whole divided by average number of employees during the average number of employees during the period on roll. So this is what, if you have to multiply this with 100 because it's the percentage one. I missed out that. This also will be multiplied with 100. So flux method, number of employees separated plus replaced during the period divided by average number of employees during the period on roll. So this is the flux method I have for calculation of my labor turnover. So we'll do some problems and later on I will give you some more formulas with respect to labor turnover. First, let's do a couple of problems with the labor turnover. If you open up the material, problem number 21. You can open up the problem number 21, which talks about labor turnover rates, specified methods. The following information is collected on the personnel department of ST Limited for the year ending 31st March. Number of workers in the beginning of the period. How many are there in the beginning of the period? 8,000. Number of workers at the end of the year is 9,600. Number of workers left the company during the year. How many people left the company during the year? People who have left is 500. Number of workers discharged during the year means you made them leave the organization. You discharged them from the duties. They were 100. Number of workers replaced due to left and discharged. Left and discharges. Due to left and discharges is 700. Number of the additional workers employed for expansion during the year is 1,500. Calculate labor turnover rate by using separation method, replacement method and flux method. All the three methods you have to do. So let's calculate the first. What all information I need? I need the average number of employees during the period on the roll. So what is the average number of employees? Average number of employees is calculated using the formula opening, that is beginning divided beginning of the year, how many number of employees were there, plus ending, how many were there, divided by 2. So how do I get my average number of employees during the rolls? So this is problem number 21. So first portion what I will calculate is average number of employees during the period. How do I get beginning number plus at the end, that is at the end of the year, how many ever numbers are there, ending number divided by 2 will give me the average number. So what is the beginning? Beginning is 8,000 plus what is the ending? 9,600 divided by 2. So how much it comes to? 8,000 plus 9,600 divided by 2 will give me 8,800 workers. So write down 8,800 workers is equal to average number of people who are there in the organization. This is the first portion. Next, let's look into number of separations. Number of separations is people who left and people who I have discharged. So write down number of separations. Number of separations. Number of separations is equal to people who left and people who have been discharged. So write down people who have left plus people who have discharged. So how many people who have left? The people who have left the organization is 500. Correct? Yes. 500 workers. So write down people who have left the organization are 500. People who have left are 500 and people who have discharged is 100. People who have been discharged from the organization is 100. So together they are 600. So we got to know how many are the separations. Separations are nothing but people who have left by themselves and people who have been asked to leave, both together. Retirement indanu agirbodu, hige hogirbeku anteniಲ್ಲ. Anyway, they would have been discharged from the duties for various reasons. Those are included in the separations. So separations will include left and discharged. Let's now look into what is the next one. Number of accessions. We need number of accessions also for flux method. For the flux method, separated and replaced, both I would need. So that is the reason. How many are the replacement and the accessions, new recruitees which I have taken? So I will write down number of accessions. Number of accessions of employees. One is due to replacement. So write down by replacement how many I have. So replacements plus new recruitees. New recruitment. Both will include for calculation of accessions. Accessions ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೇರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸೇರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ? ಬಿಟ್ ಹೋಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ? We have replaced people were numbers are, see, number of workers replaced due to left and discharged are 700. We replaced 700 people. As well as how many new recruitees we have taken because of the expansion? 1500. So how much it comes to? Together it is 2200 is the accessions. Total accessions are 2200. Let's now work on the flux method. First one is separation method. Write down the formula for the separation method, which is I have already written here. I am going to use the same one for calculating my labor turnover. So write down for labor turnover separation method. It is number of employees replaced during the period divided by average number of employees. I have it on my rolls. So write down how many are the separations. I have calculated here. Just a minute. Yes, separations I have already calculated them. So first one, replacement method. Why should I erase it? Top one. Let me write down the labor turnover by separation method. So separation method, I already have the formula here. I'm going to use the information which I have already calculated. Total separations are 600. So 600 divided by total average number of employees during the period is 8,800. So I'm going to have 8,800 into 100. So how much it comes to? 600 divided by 8,800 is equal to 6.82. 6.82%. This is for 100. So using the separation method, my labor turnover is equal to 6.82. What I have taken into consideration in this particular case, I have taken only the people who have been discharged and who have left the organization. That is due to any reason, people who have left only is taken into consideration for the calculation of labor turnover. So I am using only the first part, that is my labor people who have left the organization is only taken care here in the separation method. Let's look into the next one, that is second method, that is replacement method. Write down the formula for the replacement method which you have already written down here. I have it on my board and you will use it for the second method, that is replacement method. Separation. Oh, did I make a mistake here? I should have written, sorry. I have calculated the separation method first itself. One second. So first, I have done the second part only first, I think, not the replaced one. Yes, this is separation method only I have done. Let's do the replacement method. First, second one ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಇವಾಗ. ಇದು separation method use ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. We'll do the replacement method now. Replacement method. This is actually the first method. This is the second method I have. I have done the first separation method first. Now we'll do the replacement method. So replacement method is equal to number of employees replaced during the period. How many people are replaced during the period? People who have replaced is only 700. Accessions is there, but I'm going to take only the replaced one. So replaced one is equal to 700 divided by 8,800 into 100. So how much it comes to? How many are replaced? Only 700 are replaced. People who have left, ಈ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ಬರೀ 700 ಮಾತ್ರ. So I'm going to use only 700. 700 divided by 8,800 into 100 will give me, look at here, replaced during the period. Number of employees replaced during the period only I have to take into account. So this is together 700 divided by 8,800 into 100. That will give me how much is the amount? It is, so how much is the number? Number is 7.95. So So this is 7.95 is the percentage for first method actually, replacement method in this case. Replacement method, labor turnover percentage is 7.95. Okay. Now this is about two methods we have done. Last one is the flux method. Flux method will include both of them. That is, my replacement and accessions both I need to include for the flux method. Apart from that, I will also include the, look at it here, I will have replaced, include one more here, accessions also. Accessions. Sorry, include this as well. So what I will have here, the third is the flux method. Write down flux method. So flux method will have, number will be people who have separated. How many people are separated? Separated is 600. So people who have replaced is 700, plus who have joined, new joinees, accessions are new additions is 1500. I can write in this way, or I can write completely 2200. Accessions only I can take. So you can actually have this word replaced and additions. Additions, instead of this you can write, you can write accessions. This is people who have been replaced, plus for expansion if you have hired anybody, both you have to take it into account. This divided by 8,800 into 100. So this gives me, how much is the percentage? 600 plus 2,200 will give me totally 2,800 divided by 8,800 into 100. This will give me how much? It is 31.82%. 31.82%. So using various methods, you can say what is the labor turnover. Replacement method in the what is the labor turnover? I have whatever irrespective of it, people who have been replaced in the organization is 7.95. 7.95 people have been replaced. When it comes to people using separation method, labor turnover, 6.82, that is almost 7 people per 100 are leaving the organization, and almost 8 people have been replaced for whoever has left. Andre bittirodrikkinta ನೀವು replace ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಜನರೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. So when compared to these two, this is a inclusive. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಸೇರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು you are doing. People who have been turnovered in the entire organization is 100ಕ್ಕೆ 31.82 people are actually left and joined your organization. That means bit hogidare ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So almost what is the new set of people in the organization? It is 31.82% is the new that is change in the composition of the labor turnover is 31.82.